Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is a bit more about my visual impairment. I'm going to talk about living with aphakia and what it's like basically. So if you are here for parrot content, there is more coming, I promise, but I do interject my parrot content with some things about me as well, because this channel is kind of about me too, and that includes my visual impairment and vlogs as well. So I'm going to have a new video out on parrot care in I think a couple of days, so more will be coming, but you may find this video interesting as well, so it'd be cool if you could stick around too. I've really wanted to film more videos recently, but we are going through quite a heat wave at the moment in the UK, and it is just really challenging to be able to film, especially with the birds, because we have to have the windows and doors shut so they're not kind of going crazy. And it is hot. We had 36 degrees a few days ago, which is really hot for the UK because we don't have air conditioning or anything. I feel like I'm going to be a hot sweaty mess by the end of this video. I can really feel it coming on, so if you want to just listen to this video, I don't blame you at all. But let's get into more about my visual impairment, and this is going to be part of a series as well. I thought I'd just point out I don't have a catchy name for it. If I do, then I'll rename the video, but I'm just going to kind of do a visual impairment series and talk about my other eye conditions in more detail and what it's like growing up visually impaired, that kind of thing. So do stick around if that's the kind of content you're into, but of course more parrot content will be coming as well. So anyway, let's get started. So if you're not familiar with the term, you might be thinking, what is aphakia? Aphakia, or being aphakic, means that you don't have lenses in your eyes. So that could be for a number of reasons, but for me, the reason why I don't have lenses in my eyes is because I was born with cataracts. It's very rare for babies to be born with cataracts, especially back in the day when I was born. If you're not familiar with cataracts, it's where the lens of the eye is very cloudy, lots of proteins are drawn to it, and it's very difficult to see out of. Now, I was born with what's known as bilateral congenital cataracts, and that means that it was in both eyes, and congenital means that it was when I was born. So when I was born, they didn't actually realise that I had cataracts until I was 5 weeks old. It was picked up on one of my kind of routine checks as a baby. So I was referred to an eye hospital near where I lived. It wasn't a kind of specialist children's hospital or anything, but they took me on and I was due to have my cataracts out, both of them on the same day. So my parents rocked up, of course, very nervous parents. It's always worrying when there's something different with your child, but they brought me in to be told, oh, can't do it anymore, we don't have the relevant staff, see you later, good luck. And basically told my parents that I was going to be blind and that I would need a lot of assistance for the rest of my life, which is a huge shock and totally not what was said to my parents when they were told that, you know, there were steps to take to help me. So my parents, how should we put it, they got a little bit cross, and luckily managed to work out some things so that I could be referred to Great Ormond Street Hospital in London, and I went there for 15 years. I have to say that Great Ormond Street are an absolutely fantastic hospital, and it's kind of strange to say, but going there didn't really feel like I was going to hospital. It kind of just felt like a bit of a day out, because they're so good at kind of masking the fact that children are in hospital. I remember there being game cubes everywhere and loads of Lego and toys and things to do, and the walls had all these amazing like decals on them of different brightly coloured things, and it just didn't feel so daunting. I have to say, I'm 28 and I go obviously to an adult eye hospital now, and it's definitely not as welcoming. It's more intimidating, you never see the same person. So I do reminisce on my Great Ormond Street days, and I do think back happily about them, as weird as it is to say that about a hospital, but I just want to really give that praise to them because I think they're fantastic. Now you may be wondering why I was born with cataracts. The short answer is nobody knows. Sometimes if the mother becomes unwell during the pregnancy, it could be through rubella or chickenpox or something else, and that can cause cataracts. Sometimes there's a genetic link, but none of those things really applied to me as far as I'm aware. I'm not 100% certain on the genetic link, but there's no one in my family that has any kind of significant visual impairment, so it's just me. So at 8 weeks old and 9 weeks old, I had my 2 lenses removed from my eyes, you know, one eye at a time each week. So once my surgery was done, I was in quite regularly to the hospital, usually once a month, and then it would get extended to every 6 weeks, and then 3 months, 6 months, that kind of thing, and then occasionally once a year, which was really exciting to not have to go to hospital so often. But traditionally when adults, when they have cataracts, because a lot of people think about it as sort of something you get when you get older. When adults have cataracts, they're taken out and new kind of lenses are put in, whether that's real lenses or artificial lenses. With babies, you don't really do that because the eyes are still growing, they can't always focus properly when you put an artificial lens in. So I have no lenses in my eyes, and that is why I'm aphakic. There are occasions with older children where they may have an artificial lens put in, but because I was born this way, that is the case. And from that, my eyes didn't develop properly because they didn't have the lens structure, and because of everything going on and surgery at such a young age, my eyes just didn't grow properly and accumulated other kinds of issues. But there's no hope of me having new lenses put into my eyes because I haven't got the little holders, little, I don't know the technical word for them, kind of holders that sit within your eyes that hold the lens in place. And I think, you know, after this many years, my brain just won't recognise and understand that kind of thing going into my eye, and that's fine. So from a very, very, very young age, I started wearing contact lenses and glasses. Mostly contact lenses, because with glasses, for someone who is aphakic, you need very thick glasses. That's what I have. My prescriptions are plus 18 and plus 16.5, so really chunky ones. And for a baby or a small child to wear such thick glasses is very, very difficult. So it's often easier for children to wear contact lenses. I say easier, not necessarily for me. My mum tried her absolute hardest to be patient with me doing my contact lenses, but I was a bit of a biter. When you can't see what's coming towards you, it's scary enough. But having, you know, prodding and poking your eyes is not pleasant. So my mum would often bribe me with a little tiny treat packet of chocolate buttons so I could keep my hands busy and play with those, and then she'd put my contact lenses in or out, and then I'd get to have a couple of buttons afterwards, which I think is quite funny. Also, another cute story that she told me the other day, hello mum if you're watching, when I used to cry when she would put my contact lenses in, my dog at the time, Lucy, who was a Cocker Spaniel, used to growl at her because I was crying, and she was like, "What are you doing to my best friend?" which I think is kind of cute and funny in a way. So if you're born with cataracts and you have the surgery and become aphakic, it actually leads to further problems later on in life, as I have since discovered. But when you're very young, you often have to wear patches. Now that could be for squints or nystagmus, for lazy eyes as well, all of which were things that I was kind of developing. So what they would do is put patches over my one eye at a time, obviously not both eyes because that wouldn't be useful, but one eye at a time they would put a patch over it, and then I would have to kind of go about my daily business for a few hours, and that would kind of strengthen the eye and make a better connection between my eye and my brain. So everyone knows for children that stickers are extremely reinforcing, and when I used to wear my patches I used to get given a sheet of stickers, and there were loads of different ones on there, animals and things like that and people. It's kind of like a zoo-y circus kind of theme, and I'd pick off all the ones with the people in because I wasn't interested. I just wanted the sheet of stickers with the animals on, and I actually still have one of those sheets with all the stickers on, which I'm really glad I kept. It's in my memory box. I just realised it was in the loft. I was going to show you, but I'm going to insert a quick like still image here of what it looks like. It's actually in one of my other videos as well, my memory box video, which I'll leave a card up here if you want to go and look at some of those bits as well. So whilst the patches definitely helped, my right eye is not anywhere near as good as my left eye, and that's just one of those things. It's got plenty of other things going on as well, so it was kind of always meant to be, if you like. But I also still have some nystagmus. If I cover one eye, like this eye is just kind of going all like that and wobbling all over the place, so definitely did help, but it's not like a kind of something that's going to make everything all better. So with my contact lenses, I wore them for 14 years. My mum would put them in and out for me, sacrificed having long nails because you can't do that when you've got long nails, so I was very appreciative for that. But as I got older, I didn't really want to do it myself because I was really nervous about touching my eye, so I just stuck to glasses. Now when I first started getting glasses, they were these really big round kind of Harry Potter style ones, which people were very cruel about. Again, I'm going to talk about that in another video and that kind of thing that I experienced. But as I got older, they finally were able to make lenses that could fit into oval shaped glasses, which are a bit more stylish. So I kind of stuck with that until I got diagnosed with bullous keratopathy, which led to me having to learn how to put a contact lens in. But again, that's going to be in a later video, so if that's something that you would like to hear more about, it's going to come soon. So like any other visually impaired person, I often get asked, oh, what does it look like? What does your vision look like? What is it like when you're not wearing glasses? And it's really hard to explain because I have never known what it's like to have normal vision, which I'm very grateful for, because you can't miss what you've never had. The only real way I can kind of describe it is a camera being the most out of focus it can possibly be. So you can kind of identify shapes and colours, that sort of thing, but no detail. Now, like many other vision impairments, whilst my vision without my glasses is very poor, I can still navigate my home because I recognise where everything is. I usually try and leave things where they're supposed to be. If I am going in the shower, which I'm going to do soon because I can feel that I'm turning into a hot sweaty mess, I try and buy like shampoos and conditioners or shower gels that have really obvious bottles. You know, with shampoos and conditioners, some brands aren't always obvious with which one is which. I found myself buying some before and having to really squint in the shower trying to see which one says shampoo and conditioner. There are some out there, Faith in Nature, herbal essences, Tresemme, all those kinds of ones which are so obvious which one is which. You know, Faith in Nature, the conditioner's cream and the gel is gel, and personally, me, I can see that. Herbal essences, the bottle's different, the top's different. Tresemme, one's black, one's white. So I really appreciate those brands. I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but it makes such a difference to people with visual impairments to be able to use things, and it just makes life a little bit easier. So I can navigate my home without my glasses. I can't say I've never bumped into anything, I definitely have, but yeah, it's easy when you're somewhere you know. If I'm somewhere different, like for example if I was walking down the street, I would not, you know, I would not do well. I would probably fall over within a metre or so because I wouldn't be able to see trip hazards or drop curbs, people coming towards me, anything like that, potholes, which the UK is known for. So yeah, I would not cope very well out and about. So it's all kind of what's getting used to. My vision with my glasses is okay, you know, I can see close-up stuff, that's fine. I can see everything around me, just anything kind of past me and the camera is not in any real detail. So it's really frustrating when someone's like, oh, so-and-so's just over there, or the toilets are just around there, and it's like, well, I can't see that, please take me, please show me. So my vision is okay, I'm used to my vision, I don't know any different, but for someone who may be experiencing this in later life, it may be more of a challenge. I also just wanted to point out as well that when my mum and dad had me many moons ago, as I said, it was quite rare for babies to be born with cataracts, but also there just wasn't a support network there like there is today. You know, they didn't have a lot of help, and my mum actually told me the other day that she actually used to help new mums who'd had babies with vision impairments, which I think is great, so well done, mum. But there are so many more resources now, so many more organisations able to help. So if you are a new parent and you have a child who is aphakic, there is definitely lots of support out there for you, and I'll try and leave some links below of some good organisations to get in touch with. So all in all, being aphakic on its own is okay. You know, it's annoying that I can't see certain things and I have to wear really thick, heavy glasses that cost hundreds of pounds, but in the grand scheme of things, that alone is not a big deal. The problem is the things that come with it. Any child, or adult for that matter, who has eye surgery is at risk of developing other eye conditions, which I definitely have. So I'm going to talk about those in future videos. I also had an operation when I was 10 years old called a vitrectomy, and that was where the vitreous fluid, the fluid all within the actual eyeball, started coming out of the eyeball and growing down the surface of my eye, which was going to make me go blind. So I had that removed when I was 10, which was a really scary experience, but I thought I would just throw that in now because it kind of doesn't need a video all on its own. But it's to do with the fact that I had my lenses removed when I was a baby, and then the eye just doesn't develop properly and creates more issues. But yeah, it doesn't really affect my day-to-day life as such. I'm very much used to it. As I said, it's just part of who I am, and I hope that if you didn't know anything about aphakia, you're a bit more clued up now. If you have any other questions about being visually impaired or being aphakic or cataracts, anything like that, please leave them in the comments. I would love to speak to you about anything to do with vision impairment or parrots, or just anything in general. I'm always willing to chat to people who'd like to chat to me as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic week. I'm going going to go and have a shower because I'm a hot sweaty mess. I hope it is not as hot where you are as it is here because it's really unpleasant. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Take care and see you later.